All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're going to explore an absolutely incredible journey of grassroots entrepreneurship, intense resilience, and honestly, the sheer power of just one single opportunity. We're looking at a fascinating case study that proves how pure determination can completely rewrite a person's destiny. This is the story of Sergio, but it's actually more than just a story. It's a literal blueprint of how raw human grit, when you combine it with the right mentorship, can build a massive empire from absolute scratch.
Think about this massive contrast for a second. On one side, you have a starting point of just sheer desperation. We're talking about a kid begging at a village railway station literally just to survive the day. And on the flip side, the endpoint is becoming the highly successful owner of a full-fledged hotel. The big question we really have to ask ourselves here is, how in the world does a 15-year-old orphan boy bridge that seemingly impossible gap? What are the exact steps, the specific mindsets, and the pivotal moments that take someone from rock bottom to the very top? To figure that out, we have to start at the very beginning. Section 1. The Catalyst. A harsh reality check in Sri Rambarar. So, in the village of Sri Rampurar, 15-year-old Sarju and his younger sister Rama found themselves completely orphaned. To keep them fed and, importantly, to fund Rama's education, Sarju was forced into extreme poverty, spending his days begging outside the local railway station. But as we know, every great transformation requires a spark. And sometimes that spark isn't exactly gentle. While he was begging one day, an old man walked past Sarju and delivered a really heavy blow, telling him, instead of begging here, you should work somewhere. God has given you 2 hands and 2 legs. Ouch, right? As painful as it was to hear, this interaction was the true inciting incident. It deeply hurt Sarju, for sure, but it successfully triggered a massive shift in his mindset. It was the exact reality check he needed to change his entire trajectory. Which brings us to Section 2, the investment and securing that critical first job. Promising himself right then and there that he was going to educate his sister so she could stand on her own 2 feet, Sergio gave up begging entirely. He spotted a super busy local tea stall, walked right up to the owner, and pitched himself. And this is just a brilliant lesson in putting your ego completely aside to get your foot in the door. He was incredibly clear. He refused to continue life as a beggar. He promised sincere, honest hard work. He asked for just one single chance. And to top it all off, he completely stripped away any sense of entitlement by agreeing to do literally any task assigned to him. He offered pure value through pure hustle. And you know what? It worked. The owner gave him the job. Now let's look at Section 3, the power of mentorship and funding the future. Getting the job was really just step 1. What happens next is basically a masterclass in human capital investment. Sergio didn't just clock in and clock out. He poured his absolute soul into that tea stall. He worked with such extreme dedication that the owner naturally evolved from a boss into an angel investor. The tea seller sat Sergio down and told him that to be truly successful, he needed to finish his education. Knowing Sergio sent every penny he made to his sister, the owner made this mind-blowing offer. He would pay for Sergio's night school out of his own pocket. The only condition, Sergio could just repay him whenever he earned enough in the future. By recognizing Sergio's potential, the owner essentially handed him an interest-free, uncollateralized loan to build his future. So how do you respond to someone taking a massive chance on you like that? Well, you outwork absolutely everyone. To maximize this incredible investment and repay the kindness as fast as humanly possible, Sergio adopted a genuinely grueling daily hustle. We're talking mornings, waking up at dawn to deliver newspapers. Then spending the entire day pouring tea and managing the stall with absolute perfection. And finally, spending his evenings attending night school to sharpen his intellect. This right here, this is exactly what the compounding of human effort actually looks like in practice. This leads us directly into Section 4, expanding the enterprise, driven by Rama's strategic business suggestion. Here's the thing. Education and hard work inevitably lay the foundation for innovation. And in this particular case, that innovation came straight from Sergio's brilliant younger sister, Rama, who, by the way, was consistently ranking first in all her classes. She pitched a highly practical, remarkably smart business strategy to her brother. The steps were perfectly clear. Step 1, introduce snacks and food items at the existing tea stall. Step 2, create a super convenient one-stop shop for their daily customers. Step 3, drive up total revenue through bundled sales. It's brilliant. Sergio took this exact pitch straight to the aging tea stall owner, and he successfully convinced him to let him execute and manage this entire expansion all by himself. And the business impact? It was immediate. Honestly, it was explosive. Because customers could suddenly get everything they needed, their morning tea and their daily snacks, all at one single place, it created a massive surge in daily foot traffic. Just by adding that layer of value and convenience, Sergio and Rama transformed a basic run-of-the-mill tea stall into a highly demanded, thriving local destination. All right, Section 5, the ultimate payoff and the compounding results of hard work. After years of this calculated execution, the strategic expansion, and that relentless daily grind we talked about, the payoff was just incredible. It was generational. First off, Sergio swiftly and fully repays all the education money to the tea seller, honoring his very first promise. Second, he successfully finishes his night school studies. And third, Rama, the little girl for whom this entire journey started in the first place, completely dominates her academics. She passes her 12th grade exams with the absolute highest marks in the entire district. But check this out. The business growth didn't stop there. 3. That number right there represents the total amount of successful, fully operational shops they expanded into, from just that one tiny original tea stall. All of this was the direct result of Sergi's relentless management and his execution of Rama's initial strategy. The business grew so large, it became a staple destination for the entire area. Now, this is probably my favorite part of the whole explainer. The tea seller looked at the empire Sergio had built and told him, "By giving you a chance, I changed my own destiny too. Because of you, my small tea business became so big." The mentor's initial investment in a young boy paid off so heavily that he actually gifted one of those 3 thriving shops entirely to Sergio. Just like that, he made him an official business owner. It's a perfect illustration of a true ripple effect. Think about Rama's evolution for a second. She went from a vulnerable 5th grader, entirely dependent on a brother who had to beg for loose coins, to a district academic topper who eventually secured a highly coveted role at a great corporate company. Her incredible success was absolutely built on her brother's sacrifice, yes, but equally on her own brilliant mind and unshakable determination. And as for Sergio, well, his journey definitely didn't stop at that one gifted tea shop. No way. He leveraged his hands-on business acumen, his deep, deep understanding of customer convenience, and his completely unmatched work ethic to eventually graduate into a full-blown hotel owner. He took literally everything he learned about hospitality at the grassroots level, and he scaled it up into owning a massive hospitality enterprise. As we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with a thought. Sergio's massive enterprise, Rama's amazing corporate success, literally none of it happens without that tea stall owner deciding to look past a beggar and instead see a human being with real potential. Sergio's destiny changed because just one person gave him a chance. So, looking at your own life and your own network right now, who could you give a chance to today? Think about that for a second. See you next time.